It's been a little over 10 years now since I joined the security space and primarily working with SIM vendors. One of the most difficult things that has been to achieve in every single platform that I've used to date has really been the insider threat use case. And for various reasons, insider threat means a lot of different things to a lot of different organizations. Essentially, being able to identify, what's your crown jewels, and then being able to separate because there's negligent insider, there's compromised insider, there's also malicious insider. So really being able to differentiate between each of those. And I've seen the progression over the last 10 years go from your static correlation rules and writing A plus B equals C type of rules to deviating more into the UEBA world. Hey, let's go take a look at what's normal for somebody to do, and then also like bring in context related things like tie into Active Directory, what groups do they belong to, and things of that nature as well. Flagging the accounts as maybe administrative or maybe even like a high level person inside the environment doing that level of tagging. And all of this has progressively helped us get closer to achieving the goal of being able to identify insider risk without being too noisy as well. That's one of the big problems that I've seen is that typically just identifying these things, if you want to even attempt it, it becomes very noisy to do. And one of the things that I've seen just lack in every single area that I've really kind of noticed with every platform that I've used is the business context, is really identifying what are your crown jewels. What does risk look like to you inside of there? Like what would something maybe malicious insider look like? Is really being able to define that. And it's hard to do when you say like kind of A plus B equals C, or even from a behavioral standpoint, because maybe somebody's doing things that they have permissions to do, and maybe they're doing same things that they've done normally before, but they're doing it maybe at a higher volume that they've done it. But one of the things that's just generally lacked is business context rules. And that's one of the things that I've appreciated so much since I've started here at Exaforce, is that we're really trying to rethink and redefine what doing insider threat operations looks like inside of the platform. So with that being said, let me take you on a quick tour of what we've been developing inside of here to kind of help with this very use case. So what you'll notice right here is I'm on a page called Business Context Rules inside of the Exaforce platform. And one of the rules that I've created inside of here is just called Risky Employee. And as we go and open this, one of the things that you're going to notice is that it's not an A plus B equals C. It's not looking at different config files or anything like that. It's simply natural language saying, hey, this is what a risky situation looks like to us. And this could be anything. In this particular scenario, we're highlighting a particular user. We're just saying Bleon. We know Bleon put in his 2-week notice. We have reasonable kind of maybe information to believe that he's going to a competitor of ours. So what we would be looking for is just like high downloads of Google Workspace files. Maybe he's going to go clone a lot of repos inside of GitHub, for example, or wherever our code base is. There's just different patterns that I would be looking for. He has access to do all of these type of things. But however, I can just simply write in business context rules into in just kind of normal language. And this could be groups. One of our current customers uses this for a fraud use case. And so what we can say inside of here is that there's a whole agent group inside of here that comes in from different countries. However, if we ever see them do these type of behaviors, these are going to be things that we want to go look for. And I don't necessarily know how to write that rule. I don't know how to maybe go write the Python for that, or I don't know, there is no A plus B equals C in those scenarios. I just simply want to detail to the system and let it know, like, hey, if you see things like this, that's really interesting to us. And you can have no limit to these inside of the platform. And what this allows the platform to do is now actually, just the other day, I went into the Exaforce threat finding section inside of here. And what you'll notice inside the platform is that there's going to be all kinds of third-party alerts inside of here as well. But Exaforce also triggers its own detections. And this is where we've aligned with a lot of the things that I've seen from other platforms that I've used as well. Is because, hey, we want to do the UEBA type of stuff. We want to create those baselines. We want to go flag accounts as high risk inside of our environment. And maybe this is a risky user. Those are all things that we've piggybacked on. We've learned from best practice over the years from operating these tools. However, there's always been that missing layer, and one of the things that we found is business context rules. So by simply putting in that business context rule, is that I can come in now, and if I go take a look, I believe the name was Depart, is what I saw inside of the platform inside of here, is that one of the things that I saw trigger was the system automatically went and identified this for me. I didn't create any rules. I didn't create any behavioral models to go do this. And it very accurately was able to summarize to me exactly what happened in the lanes that I was really interested in. So in this particular one, we saw departing employee Bleon systematically prepared an unauthorized reconnaissance, audit log disabling persistent credential creation. And I could go take a look at this, and if as I go inside of here, there's a full assessment that our AI bots give me inside of here. This represents clear insider threat preparation sequence by Bleon. However, it went associated a couple alerts that we saw as well. One was came from guard duty, one came from Exaforce, and one came from Azure Identity Protection. And as I go open the one from Exaforce, so remember, there's no third-party tool that triggered this. This was Exaforce by itself being able to go identify this and trigger. And it says basically, into departing employee creates IAM credentials and modify S3 security controls. And when I look at the conclusion, this activity requires immediate investigation due to compelling business context rules. And as I go look even further, it says, hey, a user just prior up to them leaving the organization, we know that they're leaving, you identified them as a risky employee. We saw concerning behaviors that outline your business logic that you've put inside the platform. So what I appreciate about this so much is that I didn't have to go write a rule. I didn't have to go say A plus B equals C. I didn't have to go write a new behavioral model. I didn't even necessarily flag this user. I just simply provided context to the system of what a risky situation looks like for us. And it was able to go analyze our data. It went and saw these behaviors happening inside of AWS and CloudTrail and doing these functions, and was able to bubble this up and let us know, like, hey, we got a high severity thing we need to look at with high confidence of the business context you told us. And matter of fact, you can even see in the analysis down here, everything we knew about the user, location, and business context is that we saw, hey, we took all of this into account when we went and elevated this and found this inside of your environment. And even beyond that, it stitched 3 other alerts together to create an even higher priority item that we want to essentially go address inside the environment. So for me personally, this took insider threat to a whole new level for me, where I can just simply start providing the simple context of my business, of my environment to the system without having to create very specific type of SIM rules inside of here to go detect these things. So I hope you found this informative, and if you want to learn more, don't hesitate to reach out to exaforce.com and schedule yourself for demo. Thank you.